Buenas tardes a todos. Continuamos con el ciclo de charlas con árbitros internacionales para conocer un poco más de la persona detrás del árbitro. Como ya sabemos, los protagonistas de cada torneo son los competidores. Pero tenemos que recordar que para que estos eventos se puedan realizar, hay siempre un grupo de personas entre jefes de mesa, árbitros, jueces y asistentes que hacen posible la realización de dichos encuentros. Es así que hoy tengo el honor de tener no uno, sino dos invitados de lujo para este ciclo. Dos reconocidos árbitros internacionales, los cuales nos van a contar distintas experiencias, no solo como árbitros, sino también como pareja en la vida fuera del taekwondo. Estarán con nosotros hoy el señor y la señora Richard, de Inglaterra. Bueno, bienvenidos señora y señor Richard. Es un gusto tenerlos con nosotros y comencemos con la entrevista. ¿Cuándo y cómo fueron sus inicios en el arbitraje? ¿Qué recuerdos tienen al respecto?
The first time I refereed was a long time ago. We started off at local tournaments and then went up to nationals and then the Europeans. My first world championship was Birmingham in England.
Yeah, I think mine was pretty much, I had a similar experience. Started umpiring as Mrs. Richards. Just because I started training before Mrs. Richards, I was a little bit ahead. Although Mrs. Richards has always been the foremost umpire than me, because coaching was my thing for sure. But we've run a similar path of when we started and the tournaments and that we've done.
Cuéntenos, ¿se conocieron antes de practicar taekwondo o el arte marcial los unió? ¿Y cómo es tener a vuestra pareja de vida como colega en el arbitraje?
Yes, we've known each other for a long time. We knew each other before Taekwondo. We started Taekwondo when the children started Taekwondo. So we've shared the whole experience of Taekwondo right from the very beginning.
Yeah, like I say, I started training when our eldest boy started training, and then I think was I red belt when you started training,
Something like that, yeah.
And then we just went up together, like, you know. I once Mrs. Richards had got her black belt, she then transferred to, I became her instructor then. She transferred from our original instructor, and we've just trained all the way up, you know, to the grade we're at today together, haven't we?
Yeah.
Según vuestras opiniones, ¿ha cambiado el arbitraje con el correr de los años? Y si es así, ¿qué es lo más significativo?
I think umpiring and refereeing has changed a lot over the years. I think that the electronic scoring has made a huge difference. But also the fact that lots of countries are all coming together with the ITF umpiring courses, so we're all on the same page. We all look at things in a very similar way now.
Yeah, I think that's the way it has to be. So for the competitors, where everybody gets a fair judging. It's changed a lot over the years with the electronic score and everything like that. I think it's now very transparent how the referees judge things, how they score things, because you can't hide from a score what appears on a video screen. So I think the transparency of umpiring has changed so much over the years, for the better. You know, I think it can only get better from there, like, you know.
¿Qué esperan del arbitraje para el futuro en cuanto a cambios, mejoras, expectativas particulares?
I think the changes for the future will be more umpires all doing the ITF courses. I think the technology will come on alongside that, and it will become a lot more speedy, and that there won't be the hold-ups and things like that. I think everything will end up running much smoother once we're all together with the technology.
Yeah, I'm not sure it could ever happen or will ever happen, but I would like to see if you like, a group of what I would call professional umpires travelling to the World Championships, the European Championships, and if you like, within their own country, so that there's this consistency of refereeing. That personally, what I would like to see, whether it will ever happen or not, I don't know, but that's what I would like to see, a professional band of umpires.
¿Nos quieren contar alguna experiencia o anécdota en particular?
There are so many different experiences that you have when you're umpiring, with all the different people that you meet. But I think the one that stands out for me is the first time I centre refereed at a World Championships in Korea in 2010, being one of the first female centre referees, was quite important for me in my Taekwondo career.
Yeah, I think with my refereeing career, was the thing what stands out to me is refereeing at the European Championships in Barcelona. I was corner judging at the time, and one of my students was in the final, and it was drawn, and it was called up. The first point wins. So all the corner judges stood up, and they started fighting, and my student was obviously in line for a gold medal, and I saw his opponent get a point against him. So obviously I gave it, and I think then I realised that umpiring was about the whole experience. Even though I trained this particular student from being like, I think he was like 18, 19 at the time, I can't remember, and I trained him since he was 5. You have to put them feelings to one side and just remember you're there to do a job for everybody. So that's what I remember the most.
Según la experiencia de cada uno, ¿cómo se forma un buen árbitro?
I think a good umpire is formed through practice and watching other people. When you go to a World Championships and you're watching the best umpires in the world, that's where you learn your craft, but also to make sure that you know from every perspective. So as a competitor, as a coach, as an umpire, as an instructor, I think with all those experiences, you can become a rounded umpire.
Yeah, and I feel that a good umpire always has to be willing to learn from one competition to the next. Never be afraid when you've made a mistake. You've made a mistake. We're all human. If you make a mistake, you make a mistake. Learn from it and move on. Hopefully, it'll make you a better umpire at the end of it all. I think that's about being a rounded umpire. We've been lucky. We have umpired with some of the best umpires in the world, and we've been around some of the best umpires in the world. So I feel that you just sit back and you learn from all these, and you just pick up little bits from take bits from everybody to try and make your umpiring better.
Después de tantos años en el arbitraje, ¿qué es lo que le ha dejado en su vida como taekwondista?
I think being an umpire has enabled us to make so many friends from around the world.
From masters right up to...
Yeah, from masters to competitors. It's all about the people that you meet and the incredible places that you get to go. I think they're the lasting memories are the people. When you see competitors as juniors and then they finish off and they're adults and you've seen them all the way through, they become your friends, and I don't think that can ever go away.
Yeah, I think we spent that long though as umpires and been to all the major tournaments that without one sound like we're being funny, you recognise by all the players from all the countries around the world. They always make a heading for me and Mrs. Richards, and oh hi, how are you? And I think it's very humbling to see that people remember you and people respect you. Just for being there for them and being fair, isn't it? Just to I've made some tremendous friends through Taekwondo and through umpiring. A lot of Argentinian friends. We spent a week or so over in Argentina with Grandmaster Nichols, didn't we? For the Coco American? What was it?
The cup.
The cup competition. We were lucky enough to umpire there and get a load of make a load of friends and just learn from being over there, which was a terrific experience.
Al cabo de 2 años de pandemia mundial, ¿qué esperan para el 2022?
I think that it's very difficult to say with the horrendous pandemic that's going on at the moment, how things will pan out. I think we just have to take one step at a time, one day at a time, and just make sure that we all remember that we're all there in our own countries, in our own clubs, and that at the end of all this, when this thing has been controlled, that we can all get together again and continue no matter how long the break is. I think that's the only way forward, is just to take one day at a time.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. I don't feel that we can turn around and say the pandemic will be over in 2022. We don't know. Every month seems to throw a different variant up, this, that and the other. I'm looking forward to it, well, as you said, being controlled, because I don't think we'll be out of the pandemic for a long time, but getting some control of it so we can get back to seeing the Taekwondo family again and seeing these fantastic people we know from all over the world. It's very hard to go from seeing people all the time and all of a sudden not seeing them. From our own students to people around the world. I mean, we're lucky here in the UK with the UK ITF. They've supported everybody tremendously through this pandemic. Grandmaster Nichols has been there for everybody if he's needed it. He's been there to help. As so as his students and the general students in the UK ITF. I feel, I can't wait to get back just to see everybody again and just to... I think the thing is just to be able to shake somebody's hand again, in a Taekwondo way, just to, nice to see you again, which is something obviously we've not been able to do for a couple of years.
Un mensaje de cada uno de ustedes para todo aquel practicante de Taekwondo que quisiera empezar a transitar el camino del arbitraje.
Anybody that's thinking of taking up umpiring, I would say just do it. Just go and start at the bottom, do your apprenticeship, learn from everyone, and eventually you will get there. You just have to be patient and constantly learning from everybody else. And then you can do whatever it is that you need to do or want to do.
Yeah, just be true to yourself and be true to the things of Taekwondo, just be honest and go for it. And it's a tremendous thing. Just to be able to umpire around the world gives you a feeling of being able to, you're part of Taekwondo, aren't you? Because not everybody's a competitor.
It's a real privilege, isn't it?
Yeah, not everybody's a competitor, is it? You know what I
No.
mean? It doesn't matter how old you are. If you could be 70 years of age. If you're still able to umpire, you're still able to umpire. There's no age limit to it. So I think, go for it, because there's a place in umpiring for everybody.
Bueno, y de esta manera llegamos al final de la entrevista. Realmente ha sido un gusto poder charlar, aunque sea de esta manera, con ustedes, esperando por supuesto pronto volver a encontrarnos si Dios quiere, en Países Bajos, en el próximo Mundial. Y quisiera de parte de ustedes algunas palabras de despedida. Desde ya, muchísimas gracias. Taekwon.
Yeah, I just think that it's we hope that everybody that we've ever known or are friends with and we can't contact necessarily at the minute are all safe and well, and we hope that we can see you all again soon. Take care.
Yeah, hopefully we'll all get back together again in a manner to which we're accustomed to, the friendship, because, like I've said before, we have made some terrific friends in Taekwondo, friends what we'll have for life. So just please make sure you all stay safe, and we'll hopefully see you all again soon.